Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Cam Fats here, aka Cam Jennings, coming at y'all on behalf of EpicConversions.com. Hope you guys are doing amazing out there. It is Monday evening, about 9:36 p.m. here in the great state of Ohio, and it is starting to warm up a little bit outside. Kind of getting on here a little bit late, guys. I actually wanted to be on here between 2 and 6. That's where I really want to be on here, between 2 and 6, but I'm getting a late start today. What can I say? Nobody's perfect. But today, I don't want to talk to you about me being late and punctuality. What I want to talk to you about today is heroes and collectors, right? And before I even talk about those things, I need to explain to you what they are. The fact of the matter is, I see two kinds of people around here in the internet marketing space, heroes and collectors. And neither one of them are bad. It's not like one's really good and one's really bad. They're just different. They see things differently. They have a different mindset. So let me give you a little bit of a description on what each of them are, and then let me explain to you, how to move through one to the other, okay? In an effort, everything I'm giving you right now in this video is going to be in an effort, so just keep this in mind. And I know sometimes my delivery can be a little on the slow side. I kind of ramble on a little bit, so this is how I do it. But just keep in mind, have a little faith in me. Everything I give you today is going to be in an effort to help you move your business forward to profitability. All right, so very, very cool. So a collector, what is a collector? A collector is someone who is not really committed, okay? They're not really committed. Collectors find themselves dipping a toe a lot, They dip a toe, they don't just jump right in. They buy a lot of things because they want to know what's in the box. They probably feel like they're seeking. They probably feel like they're searching for just the right system for them. Collectors often find particular vendors, just like particular authors, who they really enjoy their material. So whenever they put out new material, they end up going and buying that stuff. They're collectors. They probably don't even necessarily realize they're collectors, but they are. Collectors are a part of the culture. Collectors are looking to be part of the community. So here in internet marketing land, we kind of have a community. And if you're hanging out here on Facebook, you probably come to realize that you got this big set of vendors who are putting out products and putting out information, or social influencers, and they all have like little followings around them. And it's, when you put it all together, it's kind of like a culture. It's kind of like a community. In life, we all seek to be a part of something, right? None of us just want to be on an island alone by ourselves. So many times, the internet marketing community can be that thing for some people. They might be here collecting and they might have a full-time job, but they're kind of a part of this community. It's almost like a club for them. It's almost like they're a part of this thing. Even though they're not really doing anything with the stuff they're buying, they know all the vendors, they know all the other people in the community, and they're just kind of a part of this community, right? So, and nothing against those people at all whatsoever. And you'll, as this talk goes on, you'll see what I mean. But many times collectors know everybody. Guys, I've talked to people who have been here for less than a year, and like, they know more people than I do. And I've been around for a while, but they know more people than I do. And you'll find many times collectors know a lot of people. They know everybody. Oftentimes you'll find that collectors are very well informed. They buy a lot of things. They buy a lot of beginner level training, so they're pretty well informed. They attend a lot of webinars. They know a lot. They're very well informed beginners. Often collectors are well informed beginners. And the other thing I would say about collectors are, and this is kind of the sad part, they don't generally take action. You'll find them hanging out a lot, but they don't really take a lot of action. They're not super committed to any one thing, and they don't take a lot of action. You don't see a lot of production coming out of them. You don't see them producing a lot of content that would start to build them a following, or content or offers that would start to make them money. You don't see that coming out of them a lot. You just kind of see them lingering around the community a lot. Nothing wrong with that. But that's kind of a collector, right? Now, a hero is the other kind of person you'll find in this space. A hero is on a mission. That's why I call them heroes, because they're on a mission, right? And heroes, they learn fast and they implement fast. They learn things. I mean, sometimes someone will ask me a question and I'll say, well, here's what I would do if I were you. And boom, boom, boom. Next thing I know, they're coming back to me and saying, yeah, I did that, man. What should I do now? What do you think's the next step that I should do? I'm like, wow, you did that already? That was like 2 hours ago. Like, that's a hero. You know, they're on a mission. Yeah, that's the difference. But as other people, I'll say, hey, yeah, you should do this. I won't ever hear back from them. You know, 3 weeks later, I'll say, hey, man, did you ever get that one thing together? Oh, man, I haven't done that yet. I mean, that's kind of a collector. You know what I mean? They're in the scene, but they're not really, you know, they're not really moving forward. They're not on a mission, right? So heroes, they implement and they learn fast. Heroes don't buy like collectors. This is important. Heroes do not buy like collectors, okay? Collectors buy a lot of beginner level training over and over and over and over again. They buy a lot of what's in the box. They fall into a lot of sales letters for what's in the box stuff because they're not on a mission, right? You guys ever heard that saying, like, you don't stand for something, you fall for anything? It's kind of like that, you know? If you're not committed to something, then it's very easy to, you know, be distracted by a lot of different sales pages and fall into a lot of different things. So, you know, with heroes, you know, they don't buy like collectors. They buy things with purpose. Heroes have this mission they're on. So when they buy things, they're buying things that are going to further that purpose. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different of a mindset when they're buying things. They generally don't buy quite as much. And when they buy, they definitely aren't as frustrated or as jaded as a typical collector. Collectors are a little bit more jaded, a little bit more frustrated, you know, and ultimately they're kind of frustrated with themselves, I think. I think it's just they don't realize they're a collector. So, yeah. So anyways, heroes, they're very productive. All right. Heroes are productive. Okay. I can't stress this enough. Heroes are on a mission. All right. And they're productive. So the thing about we have to figure about the internet is fueled by content. And if you look around, you'll know I'm right. You don't need to take my word for it. You look around, you're going to find people putting out free content. You're going to find people putting out paid content. Even people who are creating software. How do they sell that software? They're putting out content to sell that software. So the internet is very, very much fueled by content. And heroes are productive. You're seeing them put out free content, paid content, whatever. They're making moves, right? And the other thing is you're going to find that heroes are building influence. You're going to find that heroes naturally are magnets for people to gravitate around them without even trying. Effortlessly. And a lot of that is from productivity. Okay. Heroes are doing things. They're trying things. They're documenting those things. They're putting it out there. People are naturally gravitating towards them. Okay. So that's kind of a little bit of a difference for you between the two main kinds of people that I see here in our space, heroes and collectors. Okay. So now let me try to provide some value for you. When I first got started putting out products and trying to provide value in this space, I put a lot of hard work into my products, right? And they work, and I know they actually help people. And like I was getting frustrated when I didn't feel like people were using them to better themselves and to move forward. It was frustrating to me. Like I would sell like 1,000 copies of something, and like 3 people got back with me and told me, hey, this is amazing. This really works for me. You know, I'm like, wait a minute, those numbers don't add up. I'm selling all these units and only like 3 people got back to me and told me, you know, this is awesome. I don't understand. Well, this does not compute. I need more input. And I was really kind of funny about it because I remember in my Facebook group, one time someone said, hey man, I love that freaking course you put out. It is really awesome. I was like, oh yeah, man. Well, have you used any of it? Have you done this yet? Or have you done that yet? He's like, nah, I haven't really done anything yet. I just went through the training and I thought it was good. And I was like, well, dude, do me a favor. Why don't you stop playing around in this Facebook group and like go implement some of that stuff and actually use it, and then get back to me once you've done that. And I look back on that, man, and I think, wow, I was an arrogant prick. That was pretty rude. I kind of shamed that dude, and if I remember correctly, I believe he left my Facebook group after that. He actually bounced and didn't come back. That wasn't very cool, man. That wasn't very cool. I didn't understand about heroes and collectors back then. I thought, man, why are you wasting my time buying this stuff and you're not even using it? It's ridiculous. That's how I used to think. But then I had to ask that question, like why do people buy things and not use them? And then that kind of brought me back around to different mindsets around here. And then I started trying to think about, the mindset of the collector. And then I started to realize about community, and, around here, in this space, this virtual internet land, it's really a community. You got a big group of people who are putting out content and putting out products and putting out things to help people. And then you got a whole, that, like I said, they all got a following, and that following kind of bleeds over. So you got basically this big community, this internet marketing community. And honestly, the longer you're around here, the more you realize it's not really that big, honestly. It doesn't really take that long before you start to figure out who all the major influencers are and who's actually making money. And then everyone's got like a big group of people around them trying to learn, right? So once I kind of figured that out about community, then it kind of like started to make a little bit more sense, because in the real world, we all want to be a part of something. We all have our thing. Some people have like, motorcycle club, some women out there have sewing book reading club or something. You know what I mean? Some people have, I'm part of this fantasy survivor challenge. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their thing that they do for fun, their little hobbies and clubs and stuff. And I think that internet marketing, the community of internet marketing, is kind of like that for some people. It's a place where they can go, they buy people's products, they have their favorite vendors, and they follow them. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like part of what they do. It's their thing. It might be part of their unwind. It might be how they unwind after a hard day's work. That's just the thing they love to do. Maybe like they're telling themselves that like they want to quit their job and have their own business, but they don't really go all in like what is necessary to do that, and they're not really willing to commit to do what's necessary to do that. They're too comfortable in their life of working and family and whatever they got going on. They're too comfortable in that. This is like this side thing that they kind of do. It's like playing the lottery or something, except has a higher chance of success than playing the lottery. But it's basically community, right? So internet marketing, it's not always just a path to success. For some people, it's community. Okay, that's what I had to figure out. Okay, so after that, I started figuring out, honestly, when I really think about it, most of us move in between those two things, hero and collector. I think most of us move in between hero, the guy on a mission and trying to move our businesses forward. And sometimes we kind of shift back to collector, where we're just trying to learn things. And sometimes we're just trying to seek new things out. We're just trying to learn something different that really doesn't have a lot to do with our business model. We're just trying to learn something different, trying to stay current with what's happening with internet marketing. I'll give you an example, like Facebook bots. I've had several marketers tell me, man, I need to get on this Facebook bot, messenger bot train. I need to get on it, man. I'm leaving way too much money on the table from not being in the Facebook messenger bot scene. So I've been spending some of my free time, buying a couple courses here, trying to learn about Facebook bots and stuff. And I would say I'm kind of being a little bit of a collector with that stuff. I still kind of drag my feet on it. I'm just kind of like learning about it, lingering around. But the point is, I think we all move between hero and collector a little bit. I really do. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's fine. But now let's get to why this video matters to you. The fact is, knowledge is power. And if you can understand that these two things exist, hero and collector, and maybe you can start to understand which one you're acting like, right? Because I know most of the people watching my live streams, they're probably not trying to be collectors. I don't think anyone sets out to be a collector. I mean, it's cool to have a community around you, but I don't think anyone I've ever met who was a collector knew they were a collector. They didn't know it. That's what they were. So what I would say is, and this is important, this is the important part. Okay, what I would say is, if you understand we have heroes and collectors, and you understand that we can all move between these two things at different points on our journey, right, online, then what I would say to you is you should try to manage your inner collector. You should try to manage that part of you. And I'll tell you how I do it. What I do is I time block that inner collector, right? I give myself a certain amount of time a week to just learn things, right? That's just my learning period, right? And for me, it's like just one day a week, and that's just my day where I just learn things. And usually, after I get done with a big launch or something, I will take like a couple days and just like kind of decompress and not do much. But on those days, I will also be kind of learning new things and taking some new things in. But the point is, I keep that inner collector in check. You know what I'm saying? The fact is, there's always new things coming out, you guys. There's always new technologies. There's always new, interesting, cool stuff coming out. Most of it's not going to contribute to your core business model, your core project that you're trying to move forward. Most of that stuff's not really going to help you that much. It's just going to dilute your energy and split up your efforts in different directions and make you less effective. So what I would say, takeaway here, right? What I would say is take that inner collector and really put them on a tight time block. Give them some time, just a little time a week. And then put them away and keep your projects moving forward. The name of the game in this game is productivity. And if you can stay productive and you can keep your projects moving forward, you will be profitable. Anyways, guys, I think that's all I have. If you enjoy talks like this, you definitely belong in my Insiders Club. We meet once a month. We answer everybody's questions. We go a little bit more in depth. We don't do quite as much big picture in the Insiders Club, but we do a lot more kind of like answer questions, specific answers to get people's specific businesses moving forward. But that's a little discount club I got. It's over there, epicconversions.com. It's only $10.80 a month right now, so pretty cool. But anyways, all that being said, I hope you guys found value in this video today. Hope you got some help out of it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another one. Peace, everybody.